What's up, everybody, and happy Monday! Happy MLK Day. And on Mondays, all roads lead to book club. And so I am so excited that you decided to join us today. Many of you had the day off from work. And for those of you that didn't, thank you so much for making it a point to make sure that you are here. Now, a lot of people always ask me, well, what is it, Nina, about this book club that you're so excited about? One, it is a community for so many of us to learn and grow together. And I get excited because we're never going to earn more than we learn. These are some of the reasons why book club is so important. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Leaders are readers, and then you just really should be here to be with me. So what I want you to do is take your phone, copy the link, right? Get your phone, copy the link. Facebook has been absolutely tripping. Y'all on your YouTube, let me make sure that the sound is down. And I need you all to take this link and share it. All right. So I don't even know if that was the right one. So hold on. Let me go to the right one. That is not the right one. I'm trying to go to the live one, to the actual live one. Here we go. The one that says live. And I don't know if they can see. Paul, can you see it on your end? Because I don't see it on this screen here. Okay. I can see it on my phone, but I don't know. I'm surprised that I can't see it on here. Oh, you know what happened? No. I know what happened on the TV. You know what happened? It reset. The TV actually this TV did an update. So now I don't see anything on it. All right, you guys. So go to your Facebook profiles and go ahead and share this with everybody that you know, that leaders are readers. So join us live now, right? Join us live now by clicking this link. Now we're excited to be here with you all, and we're glad that the bad weather that we are anticipating here in Georgia has not started yet, to ensure that we can get through book club together. So I just shared it. I'm going to share it to about 3 more platforms. We want you guys to tag and share, okay? Tag and share so that people can get on. And you know what? This is a moment, even if you're cooking right now, right? This is a moment for you to get away from life, the mundane things of life, right? Kind of escape into the wonderful world of reading, where we desire to help you grow. All right. We desire to help you grow. And I got to share it to 1 more platform, and then we're going to be ready to rock and roll. So this is what I do, you guys, to make sure that we're allowing many more people to get on. And I'm sure that, Paul, when you get a chance, can you come around and fix this for me? All right. So you all, we are currently reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I mean, just literally the word think and grow rich. And I am here to tell you that we really can think our way to success. We are at the top of chapter 9. We're at the top of chapter 9, which is persistence, the sustained effort necessary to induce. Break down some of these words before we go further, right? Let's define the definition of persistence. Because I think so many times we don't even know persistence, right? We don't really have a full understanding of what we're even reading. We read these words and we assume, or we think that we have a handle on what they mean. But when you really look up the meaning of words, and you realize that we're surface level reading, because we really don't even take the time to break down what the actual words mean. So persistence is a form or obstinate continuance in a course of action in spite of difficulty or opposition. It is a firm or obstinate continuance in a course of action in spite of difficulty or opposition. And then I also wanted, so we got persistence, the sustained effort necessary to induce faith. Now, I don't know about you all, but because I'm a reader now, I get very intrigued by words. Why does this author say necessary to induce faith? Well, let's see. What is the meaning of induce? All right, let's look up the definition of, definition of induce. All right. Now, we know when you induce labor, that means that you forcibly force on labor something that is not naturally occurring. Now, I'm not reading the definition right now, but I'm just thinking about what I know about the word induce, that we induce or force something to happen that's not naturally happening on its own. How many of you read this, right? Read this and you said, that's an interesting choice or play on words, because what do we know as faith, right? So let's see what induce means. Induce, by definition, means to succeed in persuading or influencing someone to do something. It means to bring about or give rise to. It means to produce electric charge or current or magnetic state by induction. It means to bring on a birth of a baby, typically by the use of drugs, right? In the logical form, it means to derive by inductive reasoning. Induce. What does it mean to induce something? To lead on to do something. To bring about a cause. Now, we all think that we know what faith means. Let's go see what the dictionary says the definition of faith is. The definition of faith is complete trust or confidence in someone or something that restores one's faith in something. So strong belief in God or in doctrines. It's a complete trust or confidence. Now, I hear people say, I have faith. I have faith. And then I see people grow weary the moment that life gets tough. Having faith means that we have complete trust or confidence in someone or something. So now we have to induce. Persistence is the thing that brings about sustained effort. Yes, my daughter is getting induced next week. Come on, somebody, right? Persistence, James Keys, is sustained effort. It is the thing that is necessary to forcibly bring on faith, which is complete. I get a whoop whoop in the chat. We haven't even started reading this chapter yet, but we're breaking down, Joy, what it means to even have persistence. What is persistence? It's forcibly, it's necessary. We can't even have it. And what does it produce? Persistence is sustained effort. It's the thing that is necessary to forcibly bring on faith. And what is faith? Complete trust in something or someone. This is the 8th step toward riches. Now, I promised you all, I told you guys that I have a gift. And the gift that I have is to take you into the mind of the author. I am here to help you dive deep into the lines of Think and Grow Rich. Persistence is an essential factor in the procedure of transmuting desire into its monetary equivalent. How many of you in 2024, Randa Panda, I see you, are ready to transmute your desire into monetary equivalent? The basis of persistence is the power of will. Now, y'all, we're on the first page of the 9th chapter, and we can't even get past the first sentence because we got to break this down. I see you up in Michigan. You guys stay safe. Paul, this says persistence is an essential factor in the procedure. Hold on a minute. The procedure. So I want you to think about it, Tedra. When you go to the surgeon for a procedure, persistence is an essential factor in the procedure of now transmuting your desire into its monetary equivalent. I got to stop right there. I want every one of us to look at our financial situations. The book says persistence is an essential factor in the procedure of transmuting our desire, ladies and gentlemen, into its monetary equivalent. So, could it be we have not transmuted any of our desire into monetary equivalent because you really don't have the desire? Because, Tedra, we've already read in the book. Now, the next line says the basis of persistence is the power of will. We read earlier in this book, where there is a will, there is a way. Here's the deal. And when someone does not make the way, it is because there was no will. Where there is a will, there is a way. When we don't make a way because there was no will. I've watched people who claim they had no money find money to the very expensive, and this is not a knock on Beyonce, but I watched people who say they have no money find money to go to the Beyonce concert, get a hotel. Some of the people flew to different cities, and an outfit and a hairdo and nails. And the reason why, Shammy, that they were able to go to the concert, get an outfit, get a hotel, get tickets, get their nails done, get their hair done, is because there was a will. Because where there is a will, there is a way. But if you don't make a way, it's because there was no will to begin with. Because this book says in the first paragraph that persistence is an essential factor in the procedure. That means we got to do something to transmute our desire into its monetary equivalent. The basis of persistence is the power of will. Willpower, next paragraph, willpower and desire, when properly combined, make an irresistible pair. So when you take willpower and you take desire and you put them two together, it's an irresistible pair. Men who accumulate great fortunes are generally known as cold-blooded and sometimes ruthless. Often they are misunderstood. And what they have is willpower. So when I'm super focused and people think, excuse me, I'm being cold or I'm being short or I'm being because I don't think something's funny. Ain't nothing funny when you broke. Ain't nothing funny when you trying to figure out the next move. Ain't nothing funny when your business is not operating or you're watching people that have the ability to about that. I don't know about y'all. It's nothing funny about watching people that you care about and love and know that they can perform at a higher level, perform down here on this level. Ain't nothing funny. Nothing is funny. And ain't no time to go hanging out. Ain't no time to be over here, over there, partying. Ain't no time for that. When you get laser focused, you're often misunderstood because people don't understand that I'm on a mission. And my mission ain't about playtime right now. I'm on a health mission. My mission is like I'm literally sitting over here like, let me make sure I get the flaxseed out my teeth because I've been eating granola. Because I've been eating granola all day. And cranberries and almonds. And because I'm like, we're at the top of the gear. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do this year to make ourselves operate at a higher level? Because in order for us to operate at a higher level, Paul, that means that we can't even do what we did last year, this year. So oftentimes you're viewed in a very different way, and people don't like. I don't have a lot of time for kiki kaka right now. We can kiki kaka after we get to the bag. But right now, it's not the time to kiki kaka. And if all you can tell me is what's on Netflix, and let me say this, shout out to Cat Williams, shout out to Shannon Sharp. I watched the interview, but I didn't watch it for the entertainment aspect of it. See, I watched it because I needed to see what were the tactics that Cat Williams used in that video, in that 3-hour interview that everybody watched, that literally broke the internet. See, I was watching it for the science of what happened. But everybody else was watching it because they wanted to see the let me see who he was dissing. Let me see, oh yeah, he was funny. Let me see who he was talking about. Let me fact check and see. No. For me, when I watched it not for the drama of it. I watched it to see spiritually what could I learn from what was even taking place in the video. In the 3-hour, we can't get people to read a book for 30 minutes. We can't get people to get on a book club where they're going to get a book read to them for an hour because ain't no drama. But I watched it to get perspective. That's what I watched it for. But you're not going to see me sitting around in a season of my life when I'm saying, God, I need more, enlarge my territory. And then I don't fortify myself. I was listening this weekend. We were at the 7-figure speakers conference, and Eric Thomas said, my wife had to check me. Eric Thomas said, my wife had to check me. She said, basically, paraphrasing, he said that she told him, Didi said, you sound stale. I'm finishing your sentences. He was like, Eric Thomas gets paid $200,000 to speak for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, not even an hour, 20 minutes, $200,000 as the #1 motivational speaker of the world, Eric Thomas. And he said, what are you talking about? Do you know how much I'm getting paid to, do X, Y, and Z? And she said, and you're getting stale. Have you stopped studying? Have you stopped reading? And he had to admit, yes, I have. That's why you sound the same. So here we are now in 2024, expecting God to do something different, but we sound like 2023. Uh-oh. We want God to do something different, but you're eating the same way you ate in 2023. We want God to do something different, but you have done nothing. You haven't picked up anything different for 2024. But God, do it. As if he's a genie in a bottle. And he's saying, you do it. I gave you the power to move mountains. The power is in your tongue. Or could it be that we don't have the persistence, sustained effort necessary to induce faith? So what they have is willpower, which they mix with persistence and place back of their desires to ensure the attainment of their objectives. What are you doing to ensure the attainment of their objectives? I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, and I am so serious. I'm serious as a heart attack right now, right? I promise you that the party will be there. I promise you that the barbecue will be there. I promise you that the little comforts, the little fun that you're trying to hold on to, that you won't sacrifice that little bit of thing, the nightclubs and the karaoke and the bar and the this and the that, all of those things that are not getting you any eternal gain. It's not getting you to the next level. You know how you're doing a business and you start and you stop 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 and you stop and you start and you stop. And I promise you, if you just go all in, because you know what's not comfortable? At the end of all that bar hopping, at the end of all that popping bottles, getting tables, it's amazing that we can put money together for popping bottles, for getting a section at the club, but we can't put money together to build a business. We can't put the money together to build a brand. We can't put money together to do anything else. We won't support each other. Oh, but we'll put money together to get a section at the club to pop bottles so we could say that we were VIP for 3 hours. For 3 hours. And leave with a hangover from cheap liquor. Because that's what it is, cheap. It is not even high quality. Henry Ford has generally misunderstood, has been generally misunderstood to be ruthless and cold-blooded. This misconception grew out of Ford's habit of following through in all of his plans with persistence. Are you the person that people are like, don't even call them because they're not going to follow through? Uh-oh. The majority of this is page 1. This is page 1. The majority of people are ready to throw their aims and purposes overboard and give up at the first sign of opposition or misfortune. The first time somebody tells you no, the first time somebody doesn't support your business, the first time somebody quits your team, the first time you ready to quit, throw in a towel, I'm going to give up because you know what? God, and then we blame it on God, Paul. They say, God must not want me to do this. Oh, but you said you wanted something more. And then God put you in position to work with somebody that was going to require a different level from you than the catty baby in that you've been getting all year long. Oh, you was the head the HNIC over there where you was before, but now you come in and you're at the bottom of the totem pole. You got to climb your way back up. And now you don't want to do that. Now we don't want to do that. So you know what? God must not really want me to, this must not be, I must have, so you told me, God said you were supposed to work with me. And now all of a sudden God changed his mind? Because I said something and you didn't like the way I said it. You know, when you're in labor and the body is going through these contractions, Shambi, any moms watching me? Are there any moms that are watching right now? Any dads that watch their wives give birth? Y'all can't even fathom the pain. I want you to think of you stubbing your toe or hitting yourself in the crotch times 10. You can't even fathom that pain that we go through to birth children. I've had all 4 of my children natural. No epidurals, natural. And I want you to think about the birthing. And I want you to think about how your body is now having these contractions, because what the contractions are doing are they're now stretching the cervix, right? And the cervix is going from this and those every time the contractions hit is doing this. Right? Until it gets big enough for a baby to stretch out of that circle, that opening. Do you know how bad that stretching hurts? How bad those contractions hurt? The babies don't get here without it costing you some pain. So why is it that when life gets tough, we run the other way as if it is not supposed to hurt? A few carry on despite all the opposition until they attain their goal. A few. Many are called, but a few are chosen. Only the chosen keep going forward. Because a whole lot of people are called, but only the chosen stick around. Oh, many people are called. Feel some pain. It's going to hurt. And I think about the Whitney Houston. Why does it hurt so bad? Because you said you wanted more. You said, I want to help more people. I want more money. I want more this. I want more that. These few that, despite opposition, keep going until they attain their goals. The Fords, the Carnegies, the Rockefellers, the Edisons, the Moorers. There may be no heroic connotation to the word persistence, but the quality is to the character of man what carbon is to steel. So when I see somebody who is just persistent like myself, that says, whoo, there's quality to that character of that person right there. The building of a fortune generally involves the application of the entire 13 factors of this philosophy. You can't do, you know what the problem is, Paul? People want to do I don't want to do all 13. I want to do 2, 5, and 8. There's no shortcuts to success. You know what I learned a long time ago, and I don't really enjoy baking like I enjoy cooking. And you want to know why I don't really enjoy baking as much as I do cooking? Because with cooking, I don't have to measure this amount of this and this amount of that and this amount of that. But with baking, in order to get the perfect pound cake, in order to get the perfect pie crust, in order to get the perfect, it's very, very, very precise. And if you skip a step, throw off the entire thing that you're baking. So you want to be this great, grand diva of a business person, but you want to get there by, I don't want to do all 13. I want to do 3 out of 13. Come and see, come inside. Don't hate the messenger, hate the message. All right? So there may be no heroic connotation to the word persistence, but the quality is to the character of man what carbon is to steel. The building of a fortune greatly involves the application of the entire 13 factors of this philosophy. These principles must be understood. These principles must be understood. They must be applied with persistence by all who accumulate money. So, I teach my team. I'm a network marketer. I teach network marketing. I teach a lot more than network marketing. I teach skill sets that literally I could charge thousands of dollars for what I teach. And I'm thinking to myself, and then myself says, now I'm teaching that you need to do these reels. And I'm teaching that you need to go live. And I'm teaching that you need to do put this post up and stop doing this on your wall and put this in your stories. And I'm teaching all of that. But because, I'm busy. Half of the world right now is snowed in. You should have a ton of content right now. What you sitting around doing? Eating? And I ain't fussing. I'm really not. I hear what people say about what they want. And then I watch what they do. Well, I was so busy, then get up an hour earlier. And most of the people that's so busy ain't even got no kids. They kids is grown. You don't have a dog to walk, a cat to feed, a fish tank to clean out, kids to pick up from daycare center, kids to drop off at school, kids to fix lunch for. And you so busy that you can't get none of it done, but you expect this result over here. And you over here, and you want to get to the past the 13th step by doing 2, 5, and 8. If you are following this book with the intention of applying the knowledge that it conveys, your first test as to your persistence will come when you begin to follow the 6 steps described in the 2nd chapter. The 6 steps described in the 2nd chapter. I'm not going back. I'm not going to go back because there were very specific steps described in the 2nd. Maybe I should, for those of you who are just joining us for the first time, because y'all think I'm fussing at you, and I'm not. I listen to a lot of people every day tell me what they want. Then I just watch what they do. And I'm thinking to myself, you can't possibly want what you say, because if you did, the 6 steps, fix in your mind the exact amount of money that you desire. Have you written the number down? It's 2024. Have you written that number down? I did. And I keep writing it over and over and over again. And I had another call with my business partner today, and we were writing down names and we were writing down numbers as we're manifesting. You know what the problem is, Paul? That people won't write the number down because they're only judging based on their reality right now. Where's your faith? Faith is complete trust. By Webster's dictionary, it's complete trust. But by the Bible, it says faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. How in the world do you say you trust God and you cannot write down a number that you want because you're looking at your reality and you're judging God off of your current reality? I am going to tell them that. So number 1, fix in your mind the exact money that you want, that you desire. Number 2, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money that you desire. See, that's where we stop, Randa Panda. See, that's the problem. So wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. Now, I want to tell God what I want, but don't want to tell him what I got to do in order to make it happen. Oh, just give it to me, God. Very one-sided. When we get to the point where we understand that all of life is reciprocal, you get back what you give out. Guess what? Without looking for anything in return. Because in the beginning, you're going to do way more than what you get paid for. But in the end, if you do that, you'll get paid way more for what you don't do. So determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money that you desire. You can't just say, I want to earn $10,000 a month and you ain't willing to do nothing. No sacrifice. I just want to watch TV. You could tell somebody everything that's on Netflix right now. Every series. Girl, and post it all over Facebook. Girl, Netflix? Is Netflix paying you? I'm not telling y'all nothing that's on Netflix because Netflix is charging me. They ain't paying me nothing. Number 3, establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire. So you say, I want to earn $10,000 a month. You haven't told God back, well, this is what I'm willing to do to get it. This is what I'm willing to sacrifice because you know you ain't have enough time to get them reels done. You ain't have enough time because you procrastinate. You had the time, you sat around doing nothing. Get up earlier. Move faster. How important is it to you? And now you don't even have a date. You want to earn $10,000 a month. By when? What's the date? 4, have you created a definite plan for carrying out your desire? If you're in a business where you have to recruit, are you recruiting? Who are you talking to? Who are you out trying to meet? I was literally just devastated when they told us that they were closing schools because we're expecting a storm tonight, not a heavy storm, but an ice storm, right? Which was prophesied last week. I'm not surprised. Prophet Karn literally just said that ice is going to be spreading across. He said there's going to be an ice storm. I don't know if this is the ice storm, but he said that there was going to be an ice storm in the very near future, right? And I just said I have to go to this conference tomorrow, and I'm like, because I'm using those things to network and meet other people to expand and broaden my territory. Because how in the world do you expect to earn more income and you ain't even, where's your new people? Where you been? You keep going to that same church that's dead, ain't no young people, no life is happening. Pastor preaching the same message, ain't nobody getting saved and or delivered. So because you're just loyal. You're gonna go sit there and just be loyal. Ain't growing, not being stretched. Going to the same market, driving the same way, buying the same things, doing the same thing, won't get up early, won't stay up late because you's tired. And you want to earn $10,000 a month, but you're not willing to do anything outside of your normal. No growth, no development around the same people, won't stretch yourself. Number 5, write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire. Name the time limit for its acquisition. State what you intend to give in return for the money and describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. And then, number 6, read your written statement aloud twice daily. Let me tell y'all something. You can ask Paul. It's everywhere around my house. I can't even go into the microwave without saying 150,000. $150,000 a month. I know how I plan to acquire it. I wrote it out again today. Because what I do in my business is I leverage. We use leverage. We leverage. So if you're following this book with the intention of applying the knowledge it conveys, your first test as to your persistence will come when you begin to follow those 6 steps that I just described from chapter 2. Unless you are one of the 2 out of you are aiming and a definite plan for its attainment, you may read the instructions and then pass on with your daily routine and never comply with those instructions. So this says 2 people out of 100 people know what they want and have a definite aim. Let me say that again. So, there's a lot of you that faking the funk. And the reality of it is this. You know what they said this weekend while we were at the conference? I think, Paul, you were there the day that they said it. A tree is known by the fruit that it bears. I'm not stuck. The internet isn't stuck. A tree is known by the fruit that it bears. So this doesn't mean you're not a great person, but you're a great person that's stuck because you continue to do the things that keep you stuck. You're stuck because of loyalty. You're stuck because it's comfortable. You're stuck. I dare you to go somewhere where the word is rich and you're challenged by the word of God. I dare you to stop doing the same things over and over and over again. Because the reality of it is there's no growth. You're stuck. And just because you learn how to create new content, a new way, and if there's no anointing on what you're doing, you're stuck. You're stuck. You have to have a definite goal. And it says there are 2 out of 100 people that actually know what they want and have it written down and know the time that they want it to happen in. The author is checking you at listen, the author is checking you up at this point because lack of persistence is one of the major causes of failure. So 1 week you hot, 1 week you're not. 1 week you're doing reels and lives and videos, if that's what it requires in your business, or 1 week you're going to the gym, and 1 week you're not. And 1 week you're eating properly, and 1 week you're not. And we can't even go 30 days, 90 days of consistency. But we want God to do the most. We want God to bless me indeed. And we sing the song, I need an increase. Bless me indeed. Bless me, bless me. Just bless me. Me. It's all about me, 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 me. And God is saying, but what are you willing to sacrifice in order for me to just keep blessing? And we're good as long as God is like, I'm about to bless you. But when God is saying, but what are you willing to sacrifice for it? Then that's when we check out. Oh, you mean I gotta well, you mean I gotta actually exercise? Because guess what? Taking pictures from certain angles to make it look like we've lost weight and got fit, that's gonna get old because you gotta actually see people at some point. And then once you finally see people, they gonna combine like what they saw versus what they see, and they gonna see you been lying. Y'all still with me? Y'all put some flames in the chat if y'all are still with me. I know, listen, I already knew that this chapter, I came with my amens. I came with my own amens. Paul gonna give me an amen every time I do like this. Because I came with my amens, because I already knew that this chapter was gonna be a whoop to the whoop chickie whoop whoop. So I came with my amen corner on tonight. Because I already knew y'all was gonna be mad at me, even though I'm not the author. I'm just the person who knows how to break down the book. But the author said, he is checking you. He's checking you at this point. Checking you. He says, because the lack of persistence is one of the major causes of failure. Moreover, experience with thousands of people have proved that lack of persistence is a weakness common to the majority of men. Lack of persistence is a weakness common. So if you have a lack of persistence, you common. Joy. The book says lack of persistence is a weakness common to the majority of people. If you have a lack of persistence, you are common. And Zara gave us a snore. You are common. Y'all, oh my goodness. But we think we bad. She bad. Oh, baby. And she moves. It is a weakness which may be overcome by effort. Well, the book says, exactly, Genesis, that you're not unique. You're common. If you can't even have persistence, because that's common. The ease with which lack of persistence may be conquered, are you ready? Will depend entirely upon the intensity of one's desire. So if you want to know how easy it can be to turn it on and literally conquer this and not have a lack of persistence anymore, it's going to depend on your desire. Remember, where there is a will, there is a way. And when we read on page number 1, This says, often they are misunderstood. What they had is willpower. Willpower, which they're mixed with persistence and place back of their desires to ensure the attainment of their objectives. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? A few will carry on, right? Then it says, where are we at? And lost my place. The author is checking you, right? And here we go. The starting point of all achievement is desire. The starting point of all achievement is desire. The starting point of everything we do starts with having a will to do it. You know, it's funny because we have a conference coming up in February, and I always laugh because this is the time, like 30 days before the conference, 7 days before the conference, 10 days before the conference, when people know that they actually gonna see us. That's when a lot of people start focusing on their health again. And they start taking their products and they start working out and it happens every time. So I guess what we got to do now, it's funny because I was joking with my business partner. I said, probably need to do a conference every 90 days. Because if we do an event every 90 days, then at least we know for at least 2 weeks to 30 days out of the 90 days, people going to stay focused on getting their health on track because they're going to know that we're going to see them. And they can't keep taking pictures from angles that show that you look good from a specific angle. She laughed, but she was like, "You're probably right." Keep this constantly in mind. Are y'all ready for this? If y'all ready for this, and I know that we're a couple of seconds behind, right? Let me see some flames in the chat. Come on, Alicia. She said that's because we're doing it for people. We should be doing it for ourselves. You should be doing it to glorify God. Your health should, your body, your temple, we should all be doing it to glorify God. If y'all ready, drop me some flames for the next line that is about to probably knock you off your listen. Marguerite, you ready? Because Marguerite always got my back. She on go all the time. Ready? Joy, are you ready? Tedra. Weak desires, W-E-A-K. Sean, weak, W-E-A-K. Weak desires bring weak results. Somebody ought to put that on their Facebook status. Weak desires equal or bring weak results. Weak desires bring weak results. Just as a small amount of fire makes a small amount of heat. If you find yourself lacking in persistence, this weakness may be remedied by building a stronger fire under your desires. I'm going to stop right here because I want to tell y'all a story. I'm going to stop right here and I'm going to put this in here so I know that we're coming back to this spot. And I just want to say to you guys, this book, I mean, it is blessing me in a way. I want to say this and I'm going to tell you a story. When I'm on the grill and I want to cook a specific amount of food, right? If I only put a little bit of charcoal in there, or in our grill, we have a green egg. It's not really charcoal. It's these, I don't know, what are they called? Like chips. There's some kind of like chips, grill chips. And based on how much food I want to cook, based on how hot I need the flame and how long I need it to last. Based on what kind of meats I need to cook, based on how long I need it to last, based on how hot I need the flames, will determine how much of the wood the grilled chips or charcoal, if you're using charcoal, that we put in the grill. If I put a little bit of charcoal, it's going to get hot to a certain extent. It's going to only cook a certain amount, so only maybe light wood chips if I'm only doing hot dogs and hamburgers. But if I know that I got to cook some ribs and some chicken or some turkey wings or a turkey even, then I know that that flame has to get pretty hot in order for me to be able to achieve the goal of having cooked food. Some of y'all gonna get that and some of y'all are not. If you caught it, let me know in the comments. So I want to tell you a story about a gentleman named Jamal. He's called the 9, his brand is the 925 millionaire. He's actually a police officer who built multi-million dollar platform through real estate investments, and he owns several daycare centers, 3 multi-million dollar businesses. Okay. One of them is real estate. One of them is daycare centers. All right. He has 3 multi-million dollar businesses. And he keeps, hold on a minute, and holds down a full-time job. Says that not anymore, but he did. While he was building them, he was holding down a full-time job. Yes, he was. Okay. Now, he and his wife had 2 little girls, holding down a full-time job as a police officer while building multi-million dollar businesses outside of his job as a police officer. You know what he said? He said, you know, I could teach you real estate in 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour. But I would have to spend a whole lifetime trying to teach you to have faith. Faith, the faith that you say you have. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. I got faith. And if somebody said you didn't have faith, you'd be ready to cuss them up one side and down the other. But do you really have faith? As of the size of a mustard seed. So Jamal and his wife had 2 children. They had a girl. They had 2 girls. And he told the Lord that he wanted a son. Gave his son his name. Went before the Lord and kept saying, I want a son. I want a son. I want a son. God, I want a son. This is my son's name. I want a son. I want a son. And now his wife, Mr. Jamal King, is the real deal. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. James Keys, he said, I want a son. Jamal King Jr. Jamal Joseph King Jr. Okay? Now, his wife had the girls with no problem. No pregnancy issues, no fertility issues. And now I want a son. God, I want a son. Here's his name. He began to write letters to God that are still in his phone today. God, I want a son. He started proclaiming the word of God. I want a son. I want a son. His wife started going to figure out what was going on with her fertility. I want a son. I want a son. He then, no signs of a son. He even declared, this is the year, Lord, this is the year we're going to have a son. In 2012, we're going to have a son. We're going to have a son. This is the year. 2012 came and went, no son. He then designs a room in his home, decorated the room. This is it. This is the part. He did the room first. He designed the bedroom first. Y'all, a big giraffe on the wall. Looks like a whole safari. He put a rocking chair in the room where there was no baby. He decorated the room, put the rocking chair in the room, put books in the room, started sitting in the rocking chair, imagining himself holding his baby boy. He read 300 children's books to his son that was not born. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Some of y'all can't even believe God for a financial blessing. He was believing God for a whole kid. Nothing. At the end of the next year, nothing. He then redesigns the bathroom and puts a urinal in the bathroom because he said, I'm not having a girl. He wanted to take out the toilet, y'all, to ensure that they did not have a girl, because he said, my wife will get pregnant. And puts a urinal in the bathroom that went to the room of baby Jamal. No son. No son. He writes another letter to God. And in this next letter to God, Randa Panda, he then confesses to God in humility, God, it's me. And it's my fault that I don't have my son. I know I've had faith, but I haven't had as much faith as I could. And he went before God in humility and repented to God. He then went and bought baby clothes and put the baby clothes in the closet for his son that didn't exist because his wife wasn't even pregnant. Come on, somebody. Some of y'all getting this, some of y'all not. Because do you really have faith? Do you really have faith? Before he came onto the stage yesterday to close out the event, because for 7 years, he prayed, believing he would have a son. For 7 years. Not 7 days, not 7 weeks, not 7 months, but for 7 years. As his wife is getting older, for 7 years. Right before he went on the stage yesterday to close out the event, his phone rang, and it was his son, Jamal Jr., who said, Dad, have you gone on to speak yet? He said, no. He said, well, good, Dad, then let me pray for you. I want to say a prayer. That he had been praying for is now praying for him. Do you really have faith? Are you really ready to think and to grow rich? Are you really ready to write the vision and make it plain? Are you really ready to do the steps in chapter 2, or are you just faking it? Are you really ready to lose the weight? Oh, are you really ready? Are you really ready to break the generational curses off your family? Are you really ready to go to the next level? Are you really ready? Are you really ready? Or you want people to believe that you are? Y'all, today has been powerful. And I pray that you got something out of today. I listen, I can't even explain it no greater. What you want is waiting for you. Who you need to serve is waiting for you. But what are you willing to sacrifice for it? So no matter what's going on in your life, you have to remember that you can live again, you can laugh again, you can love again, you can live again, and you most certainly can bling again. I want you to have a bling-tastic rest of your evening, bling-tastic rest of your week. Pay it forward. Do a good deed and be kind to one another. And remember to join us back here next Monday. For all of you that are living in areas that are snowing and living in areas that are icy, y'all be safe. All right. Stay in the house, right? Stay in the house and go to chapter 2. You can even Google the 6 steps and Think and Grow Rich in chapter 2. Google it. You don't need the book. And go in and write those 6 steps out. Remember to subscribe. Subscribe by clicking that link right there. I mean, not clicking the link, but yeah, subscribe to our channel, right? So that you'll never, ever miss a book club or an event that we have that's live, you guys. And listen, for those of you that are on your wellness journey and you would love to get fit in your body, get fit in your finances, and get fit in your mindset, feel free to join the Beauty Body by going to www.beautybodyandbank.com, beautybodyandbank.com, and go ahead and click that link and answer the questions there so that you can join my growing community where I am literally helping women. And this page is just for women, helping women to really get back to understanding that beauty is on the inside. Body, we're going to get that temple right. And bank, we're going to get our finances right together. So it's a brand new page, you guys. We're going to be putting lots of information in that page as we grow forward. Listen, don't miss a book club. We're almost done this book, and then we're going to be moving to The Mountain Is You. All right? That'll be the next book. The Mountain Is You. So I got to go, you guys, because I'm heading to class, right? But I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. I'll see you all next Monday.